My peepers, what's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Mike, and I am here at the wide residence with my boo, with my baby, with my wife, and hopefully after this video, I might get lucky.
Oh my goodness.
So we wanted to come holler at y'all today about marriage. Same thing, different day. In this particular video, we're going to be talking about communication. And it's something that, both myself and my wife have actually posted about several times. And I made actually a couple videos, I think, about it a couple times. So, but it's one of those things that you can't talk about it enough because it's important to keep it fresh in your head because it's easy to kind of get away from effective communication when you really just kind of get caught up in the hustle and the bustle of life. And it's different for males and females. Hence why I have my wife sitting beside of me. Because I'm usually talking from a male perspective. So 90% of the information that I give you is from a male perspective. It's me telling you viewers what it is from a male perspective, and you need that female perspective too because they view things and they process things totally different. Me and this fine lady right here do not process and communicate the same way. We don't at all. At all. I'm very direct, very straight to the point. Ain't too much filler with me. If you want to hear something nice, you might not want to ask me. Might want to ask her. But even in our communication with each other, one of the things that I have to be mindful of is how she communicates and how she is, and what I have to say to make sure that she can receive what I'm saying, and it don't sound like I'm being a butthole, so to speak. So, in this book right here, this beautiful, immaculate book right here, we talk about something called communication deficiency syndrome. What that is basically your inability to communicate. That's basically all it is. But it's different from males to females. So I mean, what's some of the things that you women folk have? What makes communication so hard for y'all? Because I don't know. I know what makes it so hard for me, but I can't tell you about it.
Well, I think with women, the hardest part for us is just making sure what we say comes across the way we mean it to you all. So sometimes you know how I can say something and you completely miss the point that I'm trying to make. So I think that's the hardest part for us. And I know for me, I try to choose my words carefully because you're a very say what you mean and mean what you say type of person. So if I say anything other than what I mean, you're going to automatically be like, well, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
What is that? What what are you trying to say?
Yeah.
So I know for me, I just have to make sure that what I am saying is what I mean. And I have a hard time with it because I always try to find the politically correct way to say things. And sometimes you just need to say what's on your mind. So
yeah, and I mean, communication deficiency syndrome from a male to female perspective, it kind of leads to another issue of communication prior to intimate relationship.
Okay.
So like if I grew up in a house to where you say what you mean and you mean what you say. Ain't no filler.
Right.
You done met my folk.
Right.
These niggas is great. So I mean ain't too much fluff in that. But when you're dealing with someone who doesn't communicate like that, you have to adjust. You have to. Because if you don't, what's gonna happen is they're gonna misunderstand you, you're gonna misunderstand them, and then it's gonna grow into a bigger issue.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like you have to work on the way you communicate, and I have to work on the way that I communicate as well. So it's kind of, you got to find that balance, and you got to find that, that even ground to where you both have a mutual understanding.
And I mean, it's not easy.
No, it's not.
And don't get it twisted. Now, this is a great video. Me and my boo sitting here looking good, but when the camera turn off, understand we still got to do some work. So it's not, it's a daily thing. You got to work on it, and you have to be intentional about it. And see, the thing is that from a guy perspective, we so kind of stubborn in the way that we communicate it, and it's like, I don't want to change the way ain't nothing wrong with the way I communicate. There's something wrong with the way you communicate. You the one that need to change the way you talk to me. The way I talk to you is fine, but it's not though. And she tells you, many of you men folks, she telling you that it ain't right, that she ain't gave you none in a couple weeks.
Well, it's just not the men either.
It's not. I'm not saying that it is.
It's some females out here.
It's some that just is ratchet, but she's ratchet. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, from a guy's perspective, we get so caught up in just saying whatever we want to say and not really catering or adjusting our communication to the feelings and to the receptiveness of our spouses, and it causes for a bigger issue. Everything starts with communication.
Yeah.
You met your spouse because you had a conversation. You had to say, Gail, what's happening? What's your name is? Where you going? Who you with? What you doing?
I think that's what a lot of people's problem is, though. Like they don't establish that from the beginning to understand who they're dealing with. So once they're actually in a relationship or they're together, that's when they find a difficulty of communicating with each other because they never really understood each other from the beginning.
Yep. And with us, I don't know that we had that problem.
Not understanding.
But I do know that we did have the issue of just receiving.
Yeah.
And one of the ways that we talked about the issue, kind of got the issue out there of communication deficiency syndrome. It's what it is, and we had it. So we ain't telling you some stuff that we ain't have to deal with. No, we had it, and still got some remnants that we dealing with. But there are ways around it. And the ways that are around it is you have to. One of the things that I did is we talk often, all day,
all the time,
all day. We talking.
If something comes across your mind,
talk.
Say it. Get it out there.
And I think that we were intentional about asking each other stuff like, how do you communicate? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Is what I'm saying making sense? If it doesn't make sense, how can I make this make sense to you?
And don't be offensive when somebody say, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, they're not trying to say you're stupid or anything. Like, you can't comprehend. They're just really trying to make sure.
She's so nice. She don't even feel comfortable calling folks stupid. I do it all the time. You's an idiot. You understand what I'm talking about? You dumb. You slow.
Well, some people be like,
God bless you.
What do you mean? Do I understand?
Right. They get offended. And there have been times where I've gotten offended, where she'll say something and then she'll be like, in a text message, be like, do you understand what I'm saying? And I'll be like, what you trying to say? Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Just what you're saying right here. And then she'll be like, nah, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Then I got to stand there with cake on my face like, oh, with the dumb look. So it's the solution. One of the ways that you can deal with this is to, number one, communicate often. And in your communication, ask each other, do you understand what I'm saying? Is what I'm saying making sense to you? Because I want to make sure that I'm not talking at you, but I'm talking to you. And you're able to get are you picking up what I'm putting down? Like my grandma used to, boy, are you picking up, what I'm putting down? Yeah. And because if you don't, then it's gonna make for a tough relationship. It really is. And if you want your marriage to continue to grow and to be prosperous and to be good, you have to learn how to talk to your spouse, and that's going to be forever changing. It's going to change throughout the course of your relationship. This year, your wife might not want to hear, girl, your booty look good in them jeans. She might want to hear, I like your haircut. Don't cut your hair, by the way. I felt that in my
I was
in
thinking
my
about
spirit.
a cute bod.
I felt that in my spirit. You do it, yeah. You're gonna have a problem trying to tell you. Don't do it. Huh? Don't do it. But anyway, yeah, so you want to make sure that you're doing that.
Yeah.
Often communication. Second thing, you want to make sure that you're staying abreast to the concerns of your spouse. Because if they don't feel like they can talk to you, they're gonna talk to somebody.
That's right.
Huh? They're gonna talk to somebody. Whether it's gonna be their mom, their daddy, brother, sister, cousin, aunt, uncle, friend, best friend they ain't talked to in 30 years, or another person.
Yeah, be a complete shutdown. Like, okay, so you're not trying to hear what I'm saying.
So let me go talk to somebody.
So let's just go ahead on and cut this.
Yeah.
Communication stops.
So and then that's when infidelity has the ability to sneak its way into your marriage. And one of the major things that I think my wife and I really kind of try to teach people is that infidelity, it's more to it than just cheating. It's not just cheating. It's more there. Something caused it to happen. And 9 times out of 10, this is what caused it to happen. Your spouse came to you in a moment of vulnerability and you shut them out, and they found refuge in someone else. And when they realize, hey, they can talk to me, now they've become more physically attractive to me. And then sparks fly. She got that twinkle in her eye. He got that cologne on, smelling all good. Right. And when he started working out, so his body looked good, and she just fell victim to the wooing. And now you stuck looking stupid, wanting to blame her or him, when in reality you had a major part to do with that. Okay, so just those basic things, and coming up in the future, she's gonna be doing a lot more videos with me coming up. She's been kind of shying away from the camera. We're gonna try and reel that on in, right? So she can help her brother out. So and maybe some of y'all start watching this stuff, and paying attention to what's being said. I mean, it's one thing to get it from a guy, but it's a whole other thing when you're hearing it from a different perspective. So I want to thank my wife for coming on in here with me today. Boy, that boy might get lucky tonight. Boy, I'm trying to tell you. Really? Hey, she said hip didn't hurt.
Communication. I've been trying to tell him.
Hey, she said hip didn't hurt. Huh? You know what your boy been doing, huh? Huh? But nah, I do. I appreciate you coming in and talking to these folk. If you don't have a copy of this book, grab a copy. Like for real, we really don't have that many left. So we're gonna have to order some more soon. Right. But before we do that, we want to go ahead and get rid of the last couple of them that we have. So if you don't have a copy, if you know someone that might benefit from it, somebody getting married or whatever, buy it for them. There's nothing wrong with being a blessing to somebody else. So we wanna go ahead and bless this into your life for $10. So it's just $10. I mean,
you eat that up in a meal.
Yeah, I mean, come on, that's a trip to McDonald's. Yeah, that's McDonald's food right there. But this right here is going to change the course of your marriage or your dating relationship. Doesn't matter if you've been married 20 years, 5 years, or 2 minutes. It'll help you. All right. So we appreciate you. We love you. Be happy. Be in love. Be married. Best Friends Book. That's right. Peace.